The drivers will be starting here tonight. They're already starting to grid up on pit road. And here is your sixth time pole sitter winner this season, Gavin Rogers, top of the board for the 75. He's trying to go for his fourth win this season. So if we get it done here at Bristol. Starting to his outside from Lucky Duck Motorsports, it's going to be Aaron Smith the second. Brian McCann will be falling into third place for the machine. 16th in points.
Thank you, Derek.
Here tonight to make sure he makes the playoffs.
Don't know how it happened, but I think that's our first, probably top 15 of the season.
Shane Darian going to be starting in fifth, already locked in, looking for a couple of races.
Man.
Cody Reed needing a strong run here tonight if he wants.
Good night to do it, though. I'm 16th in points, and I got to make this one. So
going to be starting in seventh, hunting for that regular season championship. Eighth is Richard Wolsifer with a surprisingly great qualifying run for the
stage at 60.
And finishing out our top 10, it's Nick Crawford in the 74.
Then going off into the next row, the 11th and 12th position going to be Ollie from
200 laps.
Drew Dew, my pick in 12th. Zachary.
Alrighty, so let me.
At Martinsville with Bacon.
U14, Dakota Moniz in 15th, and Douglas Newbiging in 16th position. Brian
Also known as Bristol.
In the 07 machine, and Ryan Ferraro in the 34 machine, rolling off at 18th. 19th going to be Christopher Norris. We already saw his paint scheme before. He's going to be rolling off in the 19th position alongside Ed Shearer Jr. in 20th.
Got that.
Season one champ.
Got everything.
28th of Brian P. Johnson. 22nd position is the 2 of Danny Cochran. Also going to be seen in 23rd is the.
Oh, I forgot to tell you before I went live. Give me them windshield tear-offs when we pit.
24th, Joshua Kanata, who's one of the drivers just inside of our top 16. Needs a solid run to make sure that he is locked.
Last night it really didn't look like he needed him.
In the field in 25th position. GT Rosari in 26th. Tom Sinchek 27th. Anthony Gaudio in 28th. Carl Huller 29th. And our last few drivers is Andrew Medlin in a must-win scenario for himself. And then as
Let's hope the PC stays
Tonight
running.
you will definitely need them.
Hughes, as well as Mike Tellier and Cedric Hunter, going to be your 33 drivers ready here tonight. They're leaving pit road and getting ready to roll off. There are
I'm gonna
set.
I'm gonna try to drive safe, but not give up anything.
Well, set to the end of the line as well.
I did not reset the house. I did do a memory test and it passed. So
that is being carried from
got that going for us.
Inappropriate messages being said over the radio, just not professional towards one another. We saw a similar penalty given to Bronson Stafford after.
All right, sir. Good luck. Watch your marks. Let's go.
It's going to be sent to the end of the line.
I was able to qualify this time.
And causing extra damage. Tonight's race is going to be 200 laps. It's going to be a quick get up and go. But any last thoughts here, Justin, before we get ready to
I installed new graphics drivers.
My last thought is right here. Look at this. The pace car is coming down.
Or updated them.
And you can still see those cars still coming through the corners. I mean, the pace car's getting ready to go into the turn, and they're still coming out of the turn. They're double file, though. Once they get single file or spread out, that's what I talk about, that conveyor belt. The leaders are going to be in traffic probably 40 to 50 laps into this race, which could make it really interesting if it stays green.
Good start.
Green.
Pace car into pit road, and the Bristol Thunder 200 presented by Lariat Productions is on
67 outside.
Aaron Smith the second.
He's going to have a whole lot of momentum up there. The 25 is going to try to follow him. Right rear, outside.
Lead.
Clear up.
Machine. The rest of the field, they're trying to find a footing.
Still clear.
In line, and hopefully you survive here at Bristol.
Tyrion's now on your back bumper. Inside.
Getting a nice start. Using the outside line.
Clear low.
Getting that momentum down that back straightaway right there. Going to drive it to the bottom.
Inside now.
Not often will drivers use.
Oh, I pinched him hard.
Moving up already in third position. Great run out of him.
You're okay.
Sixth up to third. That's
Still there.
This driver
Inside.
driving hard right here. 3 laps into this race already.
Already a little bit of bumping and shoving.
Nine keeps throwing it in, but you keep clearing them on the exit.
Every little position they can. And was watching some practice.
Inside again.
That's a
Clear off. Clear low.
For you to kind of get a little bit more traffic.
9 inside.
It looked like the inside row, very difficult to make passes after about 3 to 4 laps. Then it's all about the outside row.
Wasn't able to get there this time.
Defend very.
You are clear, sir.
We saw there with McCann and Shane Tarian, and a lot of drivers going to be focusing on how do you make passes work. One driver that's trying to get
74 may give you a little bit of a shot to the bumper here. 9 looking low.
In
inside, left side.
As he's got Richard Wilson
clear off.
battling forward with that 12th position.
And you see right on the screen, the 70's got to get the win tonight.
You have a little bit of a run on the 70.
Tonight,
Now they're splitting you inside.
Brian P. Johnson right there. He's kind of running that middle line there, Sam. Didn't go high.
Aaron now inside.
Talking about it all night tonight. Drivers choose, as you mentioned, hard.
Still there. Left rear clear.
When everyone's at the top, you almost got to go
Back inside.
Fear, eating up those right front tires. As Brian P. Johnson
Clear.
this pass over the 5 and do put needs in that corner.
You are clear.
32.
Good job, Brian.
Shout out to Aaron there.
A fabulous night as get 10 points back for Vincent Sora going for the
I think he's tired, so
championship.
doing something. I don't know what he's doing.
51. Vincent Sora currently runs 9th place. Zach Hall falls to 17th as Brian P. Johnson makes that pass and continues forward. Christopher Norris, part of the drivers that are in a must-win scenario, he currently is back in 20th position, and right now from 38 Shane, one of the strongest Bristol drivers, I would say. He's had some very good runs. I think of Monday night.
74, getting a little close to your backside.
Runs also here in WSSR Bristol, and he's hoping that can carry over.
77 is going to try to look to the outside. He's going to have a decent run off. Outside.
He's driving with his Storm Motorsports teammate of Andrew Medlin around one.
Right front.
Medlin,
and clear.
Still technically could point his way in, but would need a perfect race. That's leading the most laps bonus point. It's also just leading the lap, winning the stage, and winning the race for the 12. Currently trying to find a footing back here in 25th position. That's not where you want to be for Medlin, who he needs to step it up if he wants to be a driver making the playoffs.
And that is something he'll be definitely trying to utilize tonight, is stepping up, but utilizing maybe that pit strategy later on in this race, trying to get some track position. We'll be definitely discussing that. But
teammates right behind you on the high side. Talking about the 3. Now on the right rear.
Really, as much as we're talking about drivers having time to get
door,
we can't talk
bumper,
because it's this race.
Back outside. 74 is on your bumper now.
It's a race that laps go.
Hold on to it. Clear up.
So you really got to make your moves, not be too patient.
Yeah, I mean, what's our estimate as we use ETBO as a lot of our live feed information. If this race stays green, now there will be a caution at the end of lap 60. Will be our stage break, but
74 looking inside.
Stage yellow wasn't there. We stayed green to the
left rear door.
Be 40.
You should have the run off and clear
to the end. So these drivers know it can be very quick.
He's going to try to do what you just did to him.
15 seconds.
Get a big run off. Going to give you a little shot in the backside.
On screen.
Staying up there with you.
Always so focused when it
still clear.
Short tracks, and like always, he's back at it, trying to
74 now inside.
To move forward again.
Left rear, clear.
Side of the top 20, currently in 25th.
Back inside again.
As these battles further on back continue to rage on. One up front.
Still on your left rear. Whew, he got close that time.
The battle for 6th position.
Inside.
McCann under front.
You got loose, you're clear.
Crawford, those drivers getting side by side, and the battle for inside the top 10, they're going to matter a little bit more than others, especially for Brian McCann, who needs every little point. Same for Drew Jua, Joshua Kanata, those 3 drivers.
They're side by side behind you.
Kanata's the one that's missing out right now in 17th, but right now Drew Jua, 4th place, also Brian McCann in 6th. These are massive points that they need.
And there's so much racing going on the screen that we're talking about. Some quick mental notes here. Drew Drew,
third of the way to the stage already, working lap 22, coming to 23.
Price on tires, is he burning through them? A driver who started second, though, he's now outside our top 10. Aaron Smith no longer inside the top 10, but is it because, is he conserving tires? We still have 40-some laps to go before that stage comes out, and while these laps go quick, the handling, these cars, they get tight. When they get tight, you really slow down fast. So we'll see. Oh boy, looks like maybe some minutes.
A little bit of tightness. That's Nick Crawford, exit of 4, gets into Vincent Sora, and has just been trying to catch and hold on from battling inside of our top 10 to now almost outside the top 15 in just a blink of an eye.
51, throwing it inside.
So Drew Jewell having a little bit of a slip up for the 7 machine up the exit of 4. And
he's got nothing for you on the exit.
Sensation cranking the wheel. You talk about the track starts to tighten up. Looks like they're getting a little bit tight in. Loose off factor currently.
Exactly. The front tires are maybe starting to go late or turning more, and then all of a sudden that rear end just snaps around on the, and you see those drivers come out of the corner and they get that loose sensation, and that's where you can really get some guys.
Back inside, left rear,
those drivers
and clear.
We're able to keep it off that inside wall, but I mean the threshold, you're right there. You know, you come out of these corners with so much speed, you just don't want to risk snapping loose, but We have so many.
You have got the exit down pat, Brian. You look really good.
Hunter started dead last, and he was moving up spots too. So we have drivers coming and going all over this track.
Well, driver that is one lap down, that being Edward Sherwood Jr., who started on pit road for this race. But if we continue to stay green, we will have that first yellow at
51's going to throw it inside.
the lap 60. So all drivers
At your door.
window, they're looking for Brian Noel, who also had
He's got nothing for you on exit.
7. He's moved up to 30th position, just a
Still there.
position so far. Trying to figure out how to get by Anthony Gaudio.
And you're going to clear him on exit. There you go.
Campbell, as this is the battle for 28th and 29th in front of Brian Noel from Lucky Ducks, as they continue to fight back and forth back here in last place. Fighting for every position really does matter for some of these drivers. Others, it's just salvage a type of a night for yourself, as with I could say small in quotations, a smaller field than what we've seen this season. It's been a lot of high 30 number counts, and we're in a 33 window for this field. A little bit smaller, but a little bit of less points to be grabbed.
Halfway to stage.
This is the pressure for some of these drivers to make big moves. As Noel, again, still trying to fight to take some of these spots. As you saw the Hello Kitty machine, the 13 at Cedric Hunter, snapping a little loose in front of the group.
We have ourselves a cluster.
51 inside.
These drivers, look at as they go in the corner, low, medium, high. They come out and they're all trying to get right up against the wall, single file, and that's
Back clear.
Really hectic right here. Going to be a move to the inside. Is he going to be able to complete the pass? That's the 51, Vincent Sora, underneath the 8. That's a pretty cool scheme right there. We talked about it last week. Got the same scheme tonight. The half-a-Dale senior, half-Dale junior scheme right there behind Ryan Kelly. On track in the number 3 machine. But these drivers are starting to migrate up high, it seems, Sam. We saw a lot of drivers running in the beginning, medium lane, low lane. Now they're getting up there in that high lane. As we got one up in the wall, Trent Jump.
Trent Jump trying to scave his way off the wall. Now, Bristol's one of those unique racetracks where hitting the wall actually can assist you. You hit right in the apex of the corner, kind of help straighten you out and help with a better exit off the corner. But hit it too many times, that damage will
I think your teammate's slowing you down, but
require damage at some.
It's all good.
but
We're maintaining.
you got the fast lane going.
Feel drivable at some condition, but there's the 8 machine. Brian McCann enters tonight as one of the cutoff drivers, 16th in points, 16 points ahead of Nick Crawford, and also 24 points ahead of Cody Reed, which Cody Reed this night strictly be ahead of the drivers that are in front of him in points. Currently, Cody Reed runs in second place under fire from Drew Jua, who is currently 15th in points. The battle for second place rages on, and I'm looking at up front, Justin, it has been everyone second on back. They're running the outside wall, almost using it to get through the corner. One driver that's not, Gavin Rogers, is still running the bottom lane and keeping pace of a half a second ahead of Cody Reed and the rest of the field.
That's definitely some interesting data right there that you brought up. I remember racing Bristol, and I felt like everyone always wanted to get up top.
Comes out.
And then there was
20 to go till stage.
Trouble strikes further in the back, and it's Brian Noel in the 07 that spins out on lap 39, coming to 40.
Passing going on.
Brian Noel, that's not what he wanted to see. We talked about him having to start in the back, and you have to wonder, did that put him maybe in that potential issue to get caught up in this action? We'll see the replay, see exactly what happened, but luckily it doesn't look like too much damage.
No, Derek, I didn't know which line it was going to be.
Looks like it could have been a squeeze.
The top side
between Noel and
is burning the right front, but right now the bottom side is just so loose we can't do anything. That's why we navigated to the top. But in practice, everybody's running the bottom, and the bottom was pretty dominant.
Noel and Gaudio just same place, same real estate, but you can't have two cars there. A little bit of a squeeze and minimal damage. That you
I was just following everybody in front of me.
Gavin Rogers was
the reason behind that.
very quickly as we take another look at it, running on board with Anthony and Gaudio. You see him just.
I just figured they knew what they were doing, and those guys on the top side was going to wear their tires out, but apparently not. So
Gaudio was trying to hold.
Looks like the top side is dominant.
And both made contact off the exit of the corner, and this was 20 laps to go in the stage. And we have drivers entering pit road, some staying out. This is that fun zone of the race with that caution in the middle of a stage.
I get to start off outside pole.
Crucial call. Do you stay out for track position or do you enter?
Yeah, I got to concentrate that whole time.
Runners wanting to stay.
There's never a moment I get a break there.
Rogers, he will enter pit road, and a lot of the drivers that were
ain't no storytelling going on tonight
for some major stage points. Most of them are going to be staying out, except for Cody Reed.
Unless we start having a bunch of cautions.
And most likely will be outside the top 20 on this.
Oh, you're all good, Derek.
All right, looks like
I do not.
21st on back went down pit road.
Don't be wrong. That's the beauty of racing. You never know. But I can't see giving up the track position, knowing that the caution is going to come out in about 15 laps by the time we go back to green. Even with,
I mean, I know why they did it. They did it for the win, but
opportunity. I don't think,
and that's a good thing for them.
They're going to have about 3-4 minutes maybe to get to the front.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Most of them guys are probably already in the playoffs.
When that caution comes out again,
I need points.
They're probably going to want to go in and get tires. They're not going to want to have 15-lap tires on it with guys with fresh tires starting
I get it.
them because not that many drivers pitted.
Yeah, I agree. And this was kind of the worry for
Drew. I'm racing him. He pitted. Nick, I'm racing him. He did not. Nick's in 9th.
Opportunity, do you come in for tires or not? There is a pretty big difference.
And there's a third one. I don't remember who. Oh, I know.
Compared to just
Andrew Madeline. These
drivers
did not
40 laps
18.
into a green flag run. They're going to have an advantage.
So Andrew Madeline.
The question is how big of an advantage of regaining that track position.
Nick Crawford.
In these times.
Drew.
I think we're Aaron Smith the second.
I don't have
Joshua
pronounce that.
Those drivers were in the middle of the field. They made a lot.
But they're like 16 or so points behind me, so they got a lot to catch up.
But if you're Cody Reed, Drew Jua, who are just around that cut,
I lead a lap here.
Stage points just seem way too important to give at this stage of this race. And they might be seeing a bigger picture. Again, some drivers' mentalities are more so in, I want to win to get into the playoffs instead of point my way in. So we'll continue to watch and document how this works out.
All right, buddy, here we go.
Just inside of our top 16 in points, and those that
go.
outside. But up front, it's Ryan Kelly, Brian McCann going to be your front runners. Kelly has
Try to keep the 51 pinch down.
Starting to pit road, and we are back to green flag action.
Hold on a bit. There you go. You're fine.
Productions. Kelly takes off. Sora, though, trying to steal his second place position.
And not going to be able to do it coming out of turn. They're still going to be side by side, but it looks like getting into turn 3, maybe able to clear. Yeah, he pulls up in front of Brian McCann. So
I tried to stay in it in 4th gear. That wasn't
middle of the field.
Wasn't a smart move. I almost lost it.
Entering turn number 1.
Gotcha.
Cooler sent around for the 58 machine, and looked like
thinking about starting 2nd.
Potential contact, fresh rubber, trying to work their way through traffic and getting some drivers in trouble.
Look, wow, Abe, he's going to get hit right there, unfortunately. I thought Carl Puller was going to be all right there, Sam, but not at that last moment.
It was not able to skid away. Here's another look at it. Gavin Rogers was on the back bumper. We're not going to see it here. We're going to see the spin from his point of view. There we go. Right on the back bumper, close, but there's 3 wide. That tap from Rogers doesn't help.
Pit road is now
then
open.
Christopher Wade comes clobbering in, and that's what gives the required damage to the 58 of Carl Puller. Looks to be some front right.
Yeah, because they could get involved in a wreck here.
He's right on board with Brian Noel, trying to go for a spin to avoid the damage in front of him.
Right here,
not that I hope that they're involved, but
he just locks it down, and that might be that
possibility.
Rear brake, plus he obviously turned as well. Kind of locked up those rear tires and sent him for a ride. But here's the downside: is that probably hurt his tires, that slide. He hit them up a little bit, knocked a little bit of wear off them. So see if he goes in and gets the tires. And that's the problem, though. Using up another set of tires, that's the gamble.
Well, luckily for Brian Noel, has yet to use a set, so this might be his time to come in, use his first set. All drivers had 4 sets to work with for tonight's race, so this should just be his first of 4 in pit road to work with. Also, another driver going to be joining with Carl Puller. It's going to be Christopher Wade and Ryan Noel, as well as driver that was inside of our top 10, going to be Ryan Ferraro. Now, Ferraro is outside of the picture of trying to make the playoffs here tonight, running for his own pride and glory for a great finish. So, going to take that call, enter pit road now. And when you're not racing for points, you kind of have that leeway of you could pit now. Guess what? You could stay out at the stage break, maybe top off. But I heard drivers at this point, you're pretty good on fuel from here to the end of the race. If you pit, it's only honestly about tires. So Ferraro could be getting a huge jump up at the end of the stage.
On the inside row.
You're right, definitely. And
Get ready.
Well, right now, before we say anything further, we have that caution coming out at lap 60, you said. These drivers that stayed out, Sam, I really am liking their
10 to go to the stage break.
Stage points. There's just not going to be enough laps for most of them are going to get stage points. I would say anyone in the top 5 most likely, unless they have a really bad restart. But
it'll be 9 at the line.
Set of tires yet, and they're going to go in and get fresh tires, and they're going to be starting right.
They're all in first gear, so I'm going
We're going to have
first.
about 5 to 10 green flag laps on them. I'm really liking the guys that stayed out. How about you?
With the amount of drivers that have pitted so far,
ready, go.
Center in the middle of the field. At the end of this stage, it's going to be complicated on how the rest of this race goes. But first,
good restart low. 51 tagged the wall. He's able to keep it going. 46 now outside. Shane Therian's behind you.
Productions
46 still up there.
to the front run.
28's going to fill that gap now also.
But it's the battle for third, side by side between Brian McCann and Trent.
28's off. You are clear up now.
So is Brian McCann.
Up, back outside.
These points, but he's stuck on the inside.
Sorry, it's too risky.
Conveyor belt where you're
Clear up.
backwards as Zach Hall is making the clock.
I get it.
Trying to grab some of the points back to salvage that gap that he has between Vincent Soar and himself for that regular season championship.
Zach Hall up 6. Brian McCann right there, able to get to the outside.
32 tagged the wall.
Zach Hall before that corner. So
Him tight behind you, hitting the wall is what I was worried about when you were behind the 3.
look at Zach Hall have a great drive, but he gets into the wall, able to get off of it. Luckily, no damage really, able to get off it like you mentioned, hit that sweet spot, you're able to go again, but again up in the wall. You don't want to be doing that too many more times.
No, you do not. And there are drivers that almost brought out a yellow in the middle of the field, getting very antsy. Drew Jua, fresh rubber, is just muscling his
5 to go.
forward. He is just body slamming guys out of the way. He's forcing it 3 wide, but the tires are enabling him to take off and go. Same issues are happening for Gavin Rogers and Cody Reed, where they're trying to work their way forward because they've already used the set of tires. They need bonus points, but they are not climbing as quickly as the 77 of Jua, who's already up to 7th, about to be up to 6th, with 5, soon to be 4 laps to go on the stage.
Able to rip that bottom. These guys, they're all stuck up top. He's able to rip the bottom. Making those spots up, going to be up in the 6th position now.
Drew Jew is right behind you.
So that march to the front.
He's on newer tires. He's gonna make him earn it.
Doing the same thing on the bottom. These drivers are all up top on the older tires, and 75 just able to rip down to the bottom. And look at that, he's able to get 1 to 2 cars per corner. It seems
He is really making the march forward as CGT Rizari in his spot, but it's Drew Jua currently up to 5th place, and he's going to march his way up to the lead. They are just slowing down way too much on the outside, and Vincent Soar defending for a quick moment to the inside groove. Now it's going to be 2 laps to go before the stage is over, and Drew Jua,
He is one I'm racing.
other drivers out of the way, is now in position to take back the lead.
Yeah, he's one of them, yeah.
That entered here tonight, 15th in points, is looking for a maximum stage bonus point win here, as now it's 2 laps to go. Take it back, we're on the
This should be caution.
stage. 77, what a run from
Caution's out.
first position to the lead.
I got a little bit.
8
Got
laps.
7th.
Stage yellow is thrown, and that
Yeah, tires,
You
look
got
at that.
Yep, you got a few.
what a massive
Damn.
by the 77.
That was a 40 lap difference on tires.
listening to the broadcast. Did he want to prove me wrong? I said there was no way anyone on
That's gonna be
tire
tough.
in that short amount of time. I mean, he did it with even less time. We thought there was going to be 15 laps. He did it in 8 green flag laps because of that extra caution.
You get your spotter back to count you down pit road.
My eyes for what these drivers are going to do later in this race if a caution comes out late in the race. He just proved.
I know, Derek. I think everybody just realized something on that one.
Tires at the end of the race if need to be.
Wow.
So this just opens up.
There's only like 3 of them that did it.
These next 140 some laps.
Oh, it's going to be a blast, and those bonus points crucial for Drew Jua as he'll build up that gap to where he's now in a position
Yeah.
where
Drew got fussed at.
Drew, now the whole goal is just finishing the top 15, and you will be finding yourself into the playoffs, the pressure
I'd be right on his bumper.
into the likes of watching Brian McCann, Joshua Kanata, who didn't find themselves getting those bonus points that they crucially needed to make sure that they don't have the likes of Nick Crawford or also Cody Reed sniffing on their tail, as Nick Crawford also finding himself with some bonus points there.
Nick Crawford getting the bonus points, and that's great for him because we saw earlier in the race, remember he was one of those drivers that kind of got loose down there coming out of the corner out of the 74, so luckily he was able to salvage that and do really great. But now the attention is going to turn to these drivers that pitted. I'm assuming Drew Jua, he's not going to go in and put tires on. He's going to stay out, right?
That is expected. His 77 will stay out, and he certainly will. Rest of the field deciding to come into pit road. I think for those that pitted they should fall around the 15th, 16th position. And that we should have around 14 drivers staying out and pitted before our stage.
Come, don't speed.
For Jujua, what a run for himself.
Nice.
We'll see if we can pull up the 77 to get his thoughts on that run, because it was a spectacular one of just marching his way, moving drivers out, and getting himself.
Good old 18th. Here's the danger zone.
Drew Jua, it's Sam and Justin up at the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Stage winner, but man, you had to blitz your way through that field. How fun was it having the pressured tires and climbing to the lead to win that stage?
That was a little bit of fun. We had a 40 lap tire advantage, and just showing that I'm not really afraid to make those moves. Obviously, I'm gonna upset some people. I felt like I made pretty clean middle moves, and some people don't know that with 3.
He went up the middle.
It's to be expected. The car is going to be plowing tight after 40 laps, so trying to pull a MJ fluid game here because I'm a little bit under the weather. So,
well, hopefully you feel better after that run, because that was a great performance. You were ripping the bottom, obviously those guys up top, older tires like you said, but do you think your car is going to be good on the bottom? Or are you going to prefer to be down there? Or you think you're going to migrate to the top eventually?
All right, man, we're going green next time.
Yeah.
All right, man, line
You
up on
kind
the
of had to
inside
run the
row.
bottom there, especially with fresh tires, because everybody was just holding the top. And I didn't really want to make 3 wide moves, but both I think it was 56 and 9 were on the bottom. They were kind of trapped down there, so it was kind of like I had to go down there to make moves. So looking forward to the run stage. Burn on my tires a little bit, but should be fun up here.
Oh, we're hoping for the best for you, Drew. We're going to send you back to your team, and good luck for the end of this race.
There you guys.
77. You can also hear it in his voice. Under the weather, not feeling great, but man, did he...
All right, everybody from 11th on up is on tires they got on lap 41, so you should be able to pick some up. Here we go.
Laps to go here tonight. Drew Jua, control vehicle. Cody Reed going to be on the outside. Mike Tellier in third.
32 outside, 74 right behind you.
Under 200 presented by Larry.
7's going to go ahead and fill that outside now.
Pitted. They didn't fall back as far back as I thought they were going to go to. It was 12th place where we find some of those drivers with fresh rubber. It's Ryan Kelly.
Now 38 outside.
It's not as big of an advantage as we saw Drew Jua. It's going to be a lot more work to get by some of these drivers ahead of him.
It will be
38, 74, going to split you. 74 outside.
They don't have this big of an advantage. About maybe 8 to 10 green flag laps difference on the tires, but that could...
You are clear up, sir.
Oh, trouble for up front for a quick moment. Cody Reed, Drew Jua getting into one another for a quick moment up into turn 4. Cody Reed wants the lead. Again, a driver that it came into tonight. It's 18th in points. He needs every point possible. He tried that last go around, tried to get by Drew. Got it.
14 looking low.
For a quick second. Enough.
On exit, you got the 75 inside.
He wants to show that the speed is there, and he needs this lap led and across the line there.
Wreck on the outside.
For Cody Reed.
And 14 tagged you, but stay up there. There you go. There you go. Okay. I'll take a look at your damage.
Can he lead?
You held the best line, Brian.
Drivers pretty much split the first 60.
I think I'm good.
Oh, massive collisions on the entry.
If you had gone down, you would have been cremated.
Strike.
Yeah, I just barely saw it out my left.
Round, and it looks to be Zach Hall, Vincent Sora battling for the regular season.
All right, let me take a look at the right front and the left rear.
Rogers, you see there.
Danny Cochran in a 2.
Motor's good.
Dancing around on the track. That's going to hurt. Not ideal. We'll see right here in this replay. Walk us through it.
You gotta see Zach Hall is gonna be around the circle, and he's trying to make his way forward.
Little bit of a scrape on the right front. There's no separation between the fender and motor.
Bradley Johnson
and that right rear.
Oh, Hall and Sora. They got into one another there for a quick moment. And for Hall, he then gets ran over in the back end. For Zach Hall, required damage for the 32. He had to go to pit road.
Curious to see it. It's actually...
You got a bit of damage on the Earnhardt Senior side of the back end, but no big issue whatsoever.
I think I got punted from back there. I saw the wreck real early. The guy behind me didn't see it, so he didn't.
The 14 didn't check up enough.
Overcorrects for a quick moment. And just that was bizarre in the way that it looked.
That's those cold tires. Sorry to cut you off there. I think that's those cold tires there, Sam. Just coming out of the corner trying to plant the throttle, and the tires just didn't have the heat in them yet. And overcorrection, like you mentioned, and just so unfortunate.
You can still read Brian McCann Racing on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Valve Lash on Twitch.
drivers all around. And there are 4 drivers required.
Did you hear him talking about the paint scheme earlier?
Check Zach
How's that for a plug?
all going to be forced into pit road.
Yep.
And Ken Campbell just nowhere to go. Tried to avoid one wreck, tried to avoid the second, but the third was unavoidable. And into the outside wall was the 15.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to get through it there for a second, but unfortunately, wow. So drivers right now, doesn't seem like pit road was too busy other than the guys all in the accident, maybe a couple drivers going in to top off.
I don't like the outside because of exactly what just happened. You got nowhere to go.
And if they wanted to get the extra tires.
I got a little lucky there, but
yeah,
close to half.
It was moving, so I wanted to go.
It's got to be on Cody Reed. We were talking about it. He's got to get every bonus point he can. Can he lead the
I get it.
He's getting some under caution right now.
Absolutely get it.
Leading the most laps, such a crucial stat to have. Every winner here at Bristol, as Bristol's been ran 3 times in the past year in the WSSR in season 3.
No, you can't, Derek.
7.
All right, pace car's off.
Led the most laps. There's been drivers that have dominated practically the whole race. There's been drivers that led only half of the race. And Cody Reed, hoping to be the driver that gets himself into victory lane. As pace car's off, we're back to green flag action. Your Bristol
Arian's outside, clear up.
Big incident. Here we have another one as we continue to stay green.
Arian back outside, clear up again.
Great launch, everyone else behind, trying to slot their way into a one-lane train.
You can hear right when we were on board with the 25 Cody Reed going up to the gearboxes aggressively. You can hear almost the wheels.
Going to be Ed Shearer behind you. He's on the bottom side with Andrew Medlin up high.
These drivers, they're all over the place again. Brian P. Johnson, he's driving down low. Brian Kelly right here on board with Aaron Smith, having himself a quiet night, but staying inside that top 5. Driver who has really good speed at this track. Trying right now to get around Larry Yingling. Actually, it looks like maybe Larry Yingling was underneath him. Yes, Larry Yingling.
This is getting a little dangerous.
Another crazy thing. Drivers underneath you, and you're still running an outside line, trying to get through something.
Yep, I'm watching them.
So it makes this track so fun. That
they keep making friends with that wall.
To be utilized, and with some of the drivers that caught up in that last wreck. Thompson check officially.
5 inside, left rear.
Still sitting in pit road. Gavin Rogers
keeps throwing it back inside, still there.
Just
hey, Nathan.
Surprising to see the damage there.
You have him on exit.
So dealing with some damage after that collision. It's given an opportunity for a lot of new drivers to be up front, and that was kind of a talking point I heard. A lot of drivers were saying.
Back inside, left rear.
Bristol, there's a chance we could have a surprise.
Pulling away there. There you go.
One of the win-in-your-in situations as Cedric Hunter gets a little bit wiggly through the center of the corner after tapping.
Coming to lap 83, getting closer to halfway.
Together for now, but you can tell all 3 lanes being utilized. You just want to make sure you're not 3 wide off the exit of the corner.
No, being exit a corner 2 wide is hard enough, let alone.
They gonna wreck.
These cars, they want to migrate to the top because they carry so much speed coming out of the corners.
Yes, they are. I'm just waiting on it.
Especially if they break loose.
And it's going to come from about P8.
This is where we would say the Hornet's Nest, the 13's in the wall again. The 24 has to check up.
Hey, Mox.
Right into him. Luckily, no incident right there. Everything's avoided.
I don't want to go anywhere because
right now.
this is tough.
It's more of a when, not an if there's going to be a wreck. Cedric Hunter just looks to be out of control, and Ollie Fonseca look a little bit impatient as they know every lap that they follow this 13, they're losing a chance of another position. Hunter is trying his best to defend, but
Ed Shearer looking inside.
Center of the corner, it's too great. And Ollie Fonseca.
I mean, we're getting held up big time here.
Got him on exit. He's back inside again.
This feels like.
What do you do?
Yeah, you are.
Cause a wreck at some point.
Yeah, this is that like bottleneck right there. Look at Nick Crawford underneath the whole.
It's tough. I mean, right now it's like follow the leader. You're waiting for one of them to screw up.
Outside line where drivers want to be. But yeah, it seems like he's just right now. Maybe
Ed back inside.
Or maybe he's just not having a car handled like you mentioned, but he's kind of holding that outside line, and all I can say it's kind of be getting frustrated right now as the drivers on the inside.
The guys on the bottom, they're wearing their stuff out.
The 24,
29 now inside.
Get around to 13 because you got cars underneath them. And that's where the frustration starts.
I think Cedric's holding the whole thing up.
Come out 2 by 2.
Clear 29, 97.
Try and get around to 13.
Mike can.
Not surprised. We're
Shit.
contact between
That black car is gonna wreck.
Or that last time around turn 4. So Ollie Fonseca finally gets an opening, able to get by Cedric Hunter. Now the new driver that's going to be following the 13.
29 back inside, clear low.
Brian Ferraro, which Ferraro already makes contact. It just seems like this is a trouble zone.
You're going to have to get past him.
He's usually not in this position. One Daytona.
If the 97 goes on up. Just take it.
For a chance to survive a race.
First chance I'm getting out of this.
Speed. You got Edward Shore Jr. trying to make his march through the field.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
On pit road.
He's really rattling the back end of that 13. It's only going to be a matter of time until he hits him too hard.
Just
or gets him on a
just turning
unfavorable
and this
angle.
Is on for another 20, 30 more laps. Cody Reed, our leader right now.
There you go.
Might have to deal with this himself as Anthony Gaudio.
97 on your left rear. Hold on to it. There you go. Good job.
Right. They're going to be
13 outside, clear.
You worry about an incident. Drivers pressing as hard as they can to stay.
13 up by the wall, outside, right rear, door.
3 wide is
12 with you.
Everyone does a great job.
Clear up.
In effect, does not cause another wreck there.
Good job, Brian.
Mike Tellier holds on. Same for Dakota Moniz. The rest of the field did a great job reacting.
I had to use the iRacing save to save it there.
You picked up 4 spots since the restart, sitting 14th.
To 26th position are all in this gaggle of cars. They're just hoping for their lane to be the one that moves forward. But the outside lane is the one that's dealing with the most pressure. The accordion effect with Cedric Hunter just falling back throughout the field. It's causing a lot of drivers to drop down low. The more drivers that go low, the more chances they have of just one driver slipping up. And they'll deal with the accordion effect dropping back to them.
You can really see it right now with Chris Norris. You can see the
outside wall.
97 up there twitching.
Clear up.
95 was twitching coming out of the corner.
Still clear.
Battles going all on the place. I feel like something's about to happen right here. Hate to take the screens off here, but we're also about to have a battle up front. I think Drew is catching Cody Reed. I mean, Sam, there's actually
plenty of gap now between you and the rest of the field.
Track just putting cars everywhere.
Just keep an eye on way out in front of me because I can't see anything in a turn.
Cody Reed, 77, Drew Jewett, they're going to be catching these cars, and that's going to be
an
interesting battle. But up front,
I'm riding around with the 7 car.
It's even involved in this.
Larry England, Trent Jump, looking for an official win for himself. Again, winner of the bonus race. We had a doubleheader at the Daytona Road Course where Cody Reed, Zach Paul found himself winning the main event for that race. Trent Jump won the bonus race for the doubleheader. That did not count as an official league win. But for the 46,
they are mostly single file.
What a race!
Except for the 2 ahead of the 7
at Bristol, as Cody Reed, in practically a must-win scenario,
which you can see by now.
And the way they've been running here tonight, the 25 trying to hold back Drew Jua. The complete little bit of spoiler here. Larry Yingling, a former winner of this race, only back in season 3, runs in 4th as he's giving space for top 3 to kind of race it out, use up their equipment. The 67 will try to pounce on this action.
All single file on the high side except for the 7.
What car numbers are the old tires?
Here to contact, but right now, picture yourself in 3rd position right now.
Car numbers on old tires, you're talking about the leader and 2nd place, Drew Jua. Larry Yingling in the 67, and Joshua Kanata sitting 6th. Everybody else, except for Jorge Fonseca, which is 3 ahead of you, sitting in 10th. Everybody else was down on left, 63.
Ryan Kelly behind Joshua Kanata. So this is where it gets really interesting when you decide to make your pass on the inside. If you can't complete it,
yeah, one driver attempted it.
Aaron gave that to me. Thank you, Aaron.
To the inside, trying to get by Ryan Kelly and Joshua Kanata, and he's now stuck in the conveyor belt on the inside, trying to slot his way in between the 3 and the 16 as their top 3. Like you noted on, I think for Trent Jump, his chance to go for a pass might have hit 4 laps ago. Now, Drew Jua, he'll go for an attempt to the inside, not for the lead.
I think they had enough of that single file racing.
Solidifies Shane Terrian and Ryan Kelly and Nick Crawford get a mixie inside of the top 10. We're back to side-by-side racing on who's going to take these spots.
Wow. And as you saw, Drew Jua, he went from 2nd, he went down to the inside, he couldn't make the pass. Now he's trying to hold off from losing that 2nd spot. And the problem's going to be is if he can't get to the outside, Larry Yingling's now there. This could be Drew Jua's trouble right here. If he can't get to the top, is this conveyor belt going to take it around, or is the outside line going to get stacked up?
All right, working to the outside of the 7.
Maybe burning those tires up.
He's inside all the way on the bottom. You should have him on exit.
It looks like the
pulling up behind the 2-4.
It's looking like it's
7 back down low.
For an opportunity to the inside and trying to make the same move. Drew Jua went for it.
Still there, left rear.
Now Larry Yingling will now slot into that battle for 2nd place on the outside groove. It just talk about how hard it is to go for a pass and we saw
7 throwing it in.
driver
24 tagging the wall just a little bit.
to go for a slide job move on our leader of Cody Reed, and it's backfired. They've lost that second place position. Drua and Jump are going backwards. They need to find a slot to move back up. Now it's Yingling's time to go for a chance for the lead, and he might be slotted to the outside. We'll see if Yingling
Clear the 7. Outside 28.
up in that outside position, but Yingling holds.
Way to work the brakes. Good job.
He's high, and now Larry Yingling's going backwards.
Yeah, this is that trouble. It baits you into thinking, oh, I think Larry Yingling's going to get a break.
You're okay.
Give him space, and now Shane Terrian's going to take the advantage because of
I
the
needed to get around that 77.
jostling further on back.
There's a whole lot of dirty air up high.
To let Yingling high. Shane Terrian's going to try to muscle his way
Them guys can keep it off the wall.
up. Maybe get a little bit of a tail slapper to the 25. Almost clear is Terrian. He's got the best chance. The 9 to the lead.
9 to the lead, going to clear the 25th coming out of the corner. That's going to hurt Cody Reed's chance of leading the most laps, so we'll definitely keep an eye on later. The 9, he's going to actually stretch that lead a little.
Yeah, that was a perfect opportunity there.
The inside work, one of those drivers. If you could pass on the inside, Sam, I have to say you have a really good
12 looking inside.
It all
Ollie's going to end up wrecking me.
Ryan Kelly backing out to let Larry Yingling move up to the outside group. It just killed all the outside momentum, which allowed Shane Terrian to take a 2-for-1 pass on Yingling, on Kelly, and then have the opportunity to pounce on Cody Reed, who each and every lap just seems to get slower and slower, and now drivers on the inside have a better chance to
What's the lap number?
for this pass for the lead as Cody Reed and Nick Crawford all
116.
in contact, but it's going to be Nick Crawford trying to make this pass on the 20.
Ollie can't get on the throttle.
84 to go, sir.
Second place, all happening as Shane Terrian is built up.
No,
over a
he can't.
60-gap lead, but Justin, note to the audience, we are 10 to 15 laps away from major lap traffic that they're going to have to deal and try to get by.
That's going to see. That's probably why
71 low now.
flying. He wants to get to those lap cars and try and get around them as quick as he can without being held up. He doesn't want Nick Crawford catching him, who now has moved into second place, but he's still alongside Cody Reed battling on that.
Clear low if you want it.
Look at this
Not now.
machine right now. He's got that little bit of clear track. He's able to
Now clear low.
ride the lane he wants, but still pull away because he's got that clean track in front of him, which is something so rare to happen at this track.
It's clean for now. Gets by Zach Hall, who stays on the apron.
Just follow Ed.
Unfortunately, 41 laps down. Anthony Gaudio going to be the first.
There you go. Clear up.
Shane Terrian will get up to. We'll see where lap traffic wants to
He held you up lap after lap after lap. Good job.
The preferred lane is the outside group, but Terrian makes the pass cleanly. That's one lap car in between the battle for second place, which Nick Crawford has finally made the pass for that second position.
Edge back on the inside.
Jump, remember,
Coming up on a 7.
challenging for the lead of this race. They've fallen all the way back to 8th and also 9th position, and they are frustrated.
Edge low again.
Trying to get by Joshua Kanata, who looms in 7th position.
You can see how much these drivers are willing to.
What position are we in?
77 gets up into the wall again. Luckily, they don't get stuck.
We are in 11th right now.
These cars, composite bodies, they kind of bounce off the wall, but 77 is trying to get to that outside corner. He can stay on that outside line, as we talked about.
Coming
You
up
in
on
the
lap traffic, I
71
believe.
battling is 11th and 12th.
Slow down. These drivers who are able to make
Yeah,
outside
coming up on quite a bit of lap traffic.
cars right now are able to move forward. I mean, some of them that you see, Brian P. Johnson.
All right. Justin, sorry to cut you off. We're going
The
to
71 is bogged up behind the 7. You're bogged up behind the 46.
deal with Anthony Gaudio.
Clear low.
Within 5 laps, they got a little bit of a cluster of a battle happening for 27th to 30th that just are knocking it away from one another. Shane Terrian
Still clear low.
blitzed by that little pack I was talking about. He's on cruise control, almost 2 seconds ahead of Ryan Kelly, who's
A
also
little bit check up. A little bit of check up.
around
There
this
you go.
grouping. But lap cars are holding up Cody Reed now on the
Clear low.
outside.
There you go. 3 wide.
3
Hold on the bottom.
Audio. We're about to see potentially a big one.
Still 3.
Stretch
16 in the middle. 46 up high. Now 29 up high. You are clear up, sir.
and grouping.
Good job.
There's another 3 drivers to try to get by.
You can see it. Look at they're 3 wide.
That puts you up to P10.
Stuck up in the wall. That could be problematic. They're almost 4 wide at the bottom of the screen there. Able to sort it all out, but ooh,
Lap count?
exciting. Getting very exciting here.
The mixture of lap cars and
128.
drivers. This is what Bristol's all about. how can you navigate traffic more efficiently than your competitors around you to gain or lose positioning?
You've got 113 in the tank. Don't even worry about gas.
No, I'm not worried. I'm worried about tire.
They've got lap cars that they need to figure out how to get by. You have the likes of 13 of Cedric Connor. We saw his struggles in Woes. Also, Christopher Wade, Carl Pooler, GT Rosari. They're side by side in front of this group. It's lap traffic battling for position.
You went in on 63. You just surpassed that by a little bit.
Lap traffic get through this mixture. They're pushing.
Look at the lap cars. What line are they taking?
Lance to drop down.
I can't tell who's who.
Inside.
This is going to force them to go 3 wide.
The lap cars.
Back. You can
All right,
see
yep.
further in the picture. And man, it is just a madhouse for all the drivers, forth on and back, trying to get through lap traffic. And
13's up high, 67's with him. You are 3 wide. Aaron on the bottom. Hold your line. You're in the middle.
They're just going so slow.
13 up high now.
I have to say, they're just able to.
Aaron's still low. 13 tagged the wall. Still back 3. You are 3 by 3, 3 rows deep.
You got 25 Cody Reed. That car, the handling is.
Looks like you got a pretty decent little line here. 77 in front. Still 3. Ed Sheeran on the bottom. 53 up top.
Together, but this is somehow.
Stay in this lane. 14's going to be up high. You are clear high if you want it.
Happening, Cody Reed.
All right, you're back in the middle. 14 tagged the wall. Back up high. You are clear. 71 on the bottom.
Back on these positionings. And Douglas Newbegin, what a charge for himself back up front.
Nice navigating through all that.
3 wide in the middle of that pack. And they somehow
that puts you up P9.
This, and we now have coming up just 75 laps to go. This race is quickly just dripping away. If we stay green, we only have 17 minutes left in this race.
Aaron to your inside.
Quick ask him. You said they're fine on field. We don't have to worry about anything on field. These drivers,
left front.
I know if the cops can tell your race is over.
Clear low.
You can run a second and a half.
Aaron back inside. Left front. Clear.
Out with them that way this traffic is? No, you would not. There's no way you would.
Still clear low.
You'd be 2 laps down trying to get through this pack twice. There's
Thank you, Derek.
no causing a wreck with the speed difference. You are stuck at the
77 outside, 3 wide.
The only time you're going to pit is if we have a caution, which if a caution comes out, everyone.
Still 3.
There's no way.
Back 2, 77 just on the outside now.
These drivers running.
Oh, definitely. They all want those 4 tires, but like you said,
77 up by the wall. He should have the launch off, clear up.
You would go definitely 2 laps down. I'm thinking, like you said, how are you going to get around and pass them? But man, those drivers, they probably want tires so bad. You can see that cars are so ill handling. They're so slow through the corners now. I mean, maybe someone starts shifting, trying to get a little bit of speed coming out of the corner. We see right here, we're on board with Danny Cochran. He's staying in 5th gear. But I was hearing some shifting out there, so maybe that's the strategy drivers are starting to utilize.
Shifting certainly would be a strategy that you could go for if you're running so slow that it just you can't get off the exit of the corner. I know for our leader, Shane Terry, he's staying in 5th gear. I believe for Ryan Kelly in 2nd place, he's staying in 5th. Brian P. Johnson is shifting.
All right, so Drew Jew, the driver right in front of you, he's the last one
lap times, very similar
in front of you that came down on lap 41.
You feel like you're fast.
So you've got 22 lap fresher tires than he does.
Otherwise, you're staying in 5th gear and trying to send it as quickly as
lap count.
As quickly as possible for sure. Drivers, they're trying to catch this
142
of Shane there, but they're not. They stay in 2.1 seconds. I mean, even with Shane going through traffic, he's getting through traffic. The car worked. He was able to be one of the few drivers who was able to drive by the original leader, Cody Reed, on the inside when everyone else was failing to do so. So Shane, he's really got it figured out. We have to give him the ultimate shout out. Always on the controller, doing really good.
Yeah, one of the very
3 wide, you're in the middle. Get that run.
Well,
clear all the way around. Way to thread that.
It's qualifying to now race. They saw the transition from day to night. Now fully glowing under the lights is the
P6.
As the track temp around 85 degrees is the temperature. Air temp 71. Slight wind. It's not really moving too much. Humidity though is at 89. So a little bit more tension on the engine. They're not maybe getting as much speed as they would usually get with that humidity, but all these drivers, there was worry with the track temp cooling off, Justin. There's always that worry of sometimes you drive too fast at Bristol, like to bring out some madness. It seems like you're tonight.
Oh, my computer's
Dane's
glitching.
last lap was a 1575. Yours a 1545.
It seems like a lot of them are just
don't do that.
Get in there and
It's better now.
Utilizing that cushion of the wall seems to always happen here at Bristol.
Okay.
And luckily these cars can take the beating. I mean, but eventually you never know. That could always pop up.
Call out who's a lapper, who's not.
Then you could be in trouble. But right now these drivers are able to hit it.
All right, I'll try to work through.
Major damage. You'll see right here, Rob.
The next car you're looking for is the 71 right ahead of you.
Outside, I mean, the 70, he's
And then Brian Johnson, that is also a spot for position.
Get above it too much. You see it right there, that black line kind of where they're all running. These drivers, this is Larry Yingling right now, they're on board. You see right there, he's staying in 5th gear. Sam, like we talked about, most of them staying in 5th. Mentioned about Brian.
How about the red and orange up top?
Down to 7.
28 outside.
Actually just lost the spot, so it does not seem like it's
Red and orange up top. That is
Seems like it's working for him, but
Nick Crawford. No,
chance
that's not for position.
of pitting, maybe get some tires. There are some black cars that have pitted 4 tires. One of those being GT
28 outside.
on the 14.
This is a battle for a spot.
Through some of the madhouse, and he will catch up.
Clear him.
That's been happening from 5th all the way back to 15th. That's been on top of one another. Other drivers that have been trying to make their way forward, just making the top 5. It's Brian.
Neither of these guys for position. Both are lapped down.
We passed by Brian B. Johnson, who was able to get by Cody Reed.
Just keep your eyes on the 71.
Didn't work for himself to hold back Brian McCann and some of the other fast.
You are clear up. 15 tag the wall.
Less than 50 laps to go. We've lost another driver. Tom Sitchik was the first. Anthony Gundy has been pulling tonight.
Car outside is also not for position. Clear.
Just 18 drivers
Lap count.
left on the lead lap. But if we continue to stay green,
Nick Crawford is 1.3 up, 153.
lap, maybe even less, based off the pace that we're seeing from Shane Terrian. But it might be transferring over to Ryan Kelly. Kelly now less than a second behind.
Shane Therian's last lap is a 15.9. Yours a 15.7. You are faster than everybody in front of you.
Hold up, but it's not enough to really slow down this 3 who makes the pass on Ollie, and Shane is struggling. The 9 is trying his best to get by Cody Reed. Will do so as Cody Reed now.
Danny Cochran wrecked. Caution's out.
1 lap down.
Good job through there, Brian.
these cars once it goes
God, you're the man.
Caution's out though. Danny Cochran.
That 3 wide for several laps, like 3.33.
Caution will change everything. We just went from drama
Absolutely.
to madness, as we're gonna have less than 50 laps to go in the field, expecting everyone to come into pit road to get fresh rubber.
Yes, everyone will definitely be getting tires. Not a chance. We'll see right here on the replay exactly what
Give me.
happened. Machine gonna come out of the corner and
All right.
Give me everything, right? I don't know what it does.
I'm going to guess no fuel.
I don't know what it does.
I don't think. Okay, so you want everything?
Finishing below.
All right.
Yes. I don't know how it drives with no fuel.
I'll give you 14 gallons and 4.
Right on board with the 2.
Right.
And just how quickly Andrew Medlin had no way to react. This 2 snapping loose, going out of turn 2 here.
Yeah,
Stay on his bumper.
His corner, you'll hear it. And when he breaks loose like that, he kind of gets out of the throttle, and the 12's already in throttle, and that's how quick accidents happen. I mean, we see that happen at Bristol quite often. And it carries over to iRacing. And these drivers are all going to be going in, getting the tires. The most important thing here is do not speed. Do not go above that blue line too soon. Do not want to get any penalty here. 4 tires.
2 tires?
No, 4. Who's taking 2?
Hey, someone might take 2. You need that track position. Someone might gamble it here. Less than 40 laps to go. Someone might. We're at concrete. Someone's always willing to risk it.
Cody Reed stayed out.
You never know, because we can theoretically have probably caution immediately, which will then do another 3 or 4 laps, and we could get multiple cautions here, and you might not lose any track position.
Yeah, come.
Might be 5 to go.
Don't speed.
Top 5, even if you have 2 tires.
There you go.
It's a strategy play, like you said. We'll see.
And looking at the drivers, pit time.
All right, Brian, P6.
Looks like it is all 4 for everyone that pits that's under lead lap.
I don't know.
A certain amount of
I don't know if Cody Reed led a lap or not.
that we're on the lead lap. We have from 19th on back a few drivers thinking about maybe going for a wave around.
You had enough of a point
And Shane Terry.
gap between you and him anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Ryan Kelly.
The guys I'm racing are ahead of me and behind me.
And what's important about that, Sam, and we'll talk about it, is deciding where you want to start on that restart.
as long as I don't
he's definitely
wreck.
gonna choose the outside. I mean, that's huge for Ryan Kelly to get that lead. We know he's a fast car, but now he's got the lead. He's going to be able to protect that outside, and it's going to put Shane in a spot being on that inside. We know he has speed on the inside, but will he get the restart, or is he going to end up battling third and fourth position?
That's going to be the big thing. Does Kelly, like you said, where does he want to go? Did relook at the pit stops? Like, you know, Don, don't want to make any mistakes. Don't slide through your box. That's exactly what Shane Terrian did. Old tires, slammed on the brakes. It did not slow down. It just kept on sliding. And that's why he lost out on having the lead out of pit road. Danny Cochran and Cedric Hunter going to be leading the train of drivers that are going to be taking the wave around to get back onto the lead lap. The only issue, they're over 90 lap older tires than those that just came to pit road to get service done. I want to say thank you to all those that have been with us here tonight. A quick shout out to our major sponsor of the WSSR at Trophy Smack. Head on over to TrophySmack.com today.
All right, buddy, here we go.
Trophies, belts.
In the restart zone now, and go, go, go.
You'd like to have a metal plate showing up with artwork of
77 did not get a good start. 7 outside.
Again, TrophySmack.com. Use promo code WSSR Smack for 10% off. We're back to green flag action.
Take my spotter.
As Ryan Kelly on the outside took off immediately.
Got it.
Already out of 4-car length lead over Shane Terrian. 40 laps to go in the 9 under pressure from Nick Crawford, who needs a win.
7 inside.
The playoffs, the 74.
Ed Shear's in front of him.
Douglas Newbiggie to
Who's this 74?
also with all the pressure, and Ryan Kelly blitzing his way past.
74 is Nick Crawford.
Nick Crawford chose to go to the inside of the 9, wasn't able to make the pass, and now Georgia jumps to the outside of the 74. And Nick Crawford, like you said, he needs to get that win. He's going to be able to get back to the outside. That's important there, right for him. Able to get to the outside and hopefully protect those spots.
74 is loose. I'm going to guess maybe try 2 tires. You are 3 wide. You're way up top. 74 now, just you. Back double wide.
Like you said, Sam, he started this race on pit road, and now he's.
You got the launch off the high side, and you are now P6.
Fabulous show for us here tonight. Knew there was going to be a caution thrown at some point. Decided to start on
71's pushing, looks a little loose.
line penalty.
Double file behind you.
He was going to start in the back. Decided to keep himself out of trouble early, and it has been rewarded up to 4th place for Sherwood Jr. Douglas Newbigin in the 7.
This 74 has some issues off the start. Scaring me.
Trouble strikes in the middle.
Yeah.
Trend jump.
Yeah.
Going to be spun around. Andrew Medlin as well.
He saw that right there out of the corner.
All right, but you're going to restart on the high side.
Maybe came down or Trent jump came up. We're going to check that replay, but now we're under another caution here. 33 laps to go. Going to change everything, but going to be another restart. You see the 46, he has some heavy damage on the front.
Was coming out turn number 2.
Can I Austin Dillon 5 cars?
And Trent Jump, going to see here. They're both driving at Medlin, just having that.
I don't think you'll make the chase either.
And he'll snap loose right down at a Trenton Jump. Both going to be clobbering into the inside pit wall. And they will find themselves trying to restart further back in the field. Neither one of them will have to have a required damage flag. But one driver that does, Christopher Norris, blown tire. For some of the drivers that took the wave around.
Damn, that was some good tire wear on that long run, too. Don't call that out.
Christopher Wade had his own
that,
issues with the black flag.
I'm not going to. That's why I haven't already.
Green flag run.
These tires are different, and I've learned.
Local drivers.
And that ratio you're looking at is what you want to hit for some reason.
I'm going to put you on a quick spot here just to educate me. I know it was an update recently.
Nah, you're looking really good.
iRacing started having the tires blow. Is it just when the thread hits 0%, or is it a temperature related thing? You hear about it happening at Bristol on these long runs. I mean, if we didn't get that caution, would we have potentially had some of our leaders have problems like that?
The leaders were fine because they already pitted, so they're good on tires. But if we had stayed green to the end, there was a chance of them potentially blowing up their tires. It's on a thread. These drivers
All right, I would.
the percentage on their tires, 100% to 0%.
Take a picture.
And if
So I don't
it goes down a certain percentage, it's kind of a random if it's going to blow at some point. Most of the time it's at 0, but sometimes
I got it, bud.
we can go at 15, sometimes we can go at 10, sometimes at 5, or somewhere in between. And for Cedric Hunter and for Christopher Norris, and I believe for Christopher Wade, all had that issue at some point during the last time we went green. So, and those were the drivers that took the wave around and were on 90 to 90 plus old tires. So trouble for them. There's a few drivers that are willing to still stay out and attempt for a wave around. We'll see if those tires survive, but majority of the drivers that took the wave around, they came into pit road, they stay on the lead lap, and those are going to be the drivers from 13th back to 20th.
Do the lefts too, those are important.
Pit road, getting service done. They're going to have
all of them are important in this car.
On their tires compared to our top 12.
And we saw at the beginning of the race, 40-lap tires, massive advantage when someone was on 40-lap old tires, but like you said, only 10, not expecting as big of a drive as we saw in the beginning when Drew drove from outside the top 10 to get the stage win. But there's 30 laps to go. So will those 10-lap better tires eventually get these drivers to the top 5? It will be very interesting to see.
We get ourselves prepared for this restart. Going to be less than 30 laps to go when we go green. Ryan Kelly, Shane Tarrant going to be your front row on this restart. Drivers of note entered tonight inside of our top 16. He was 15th in points. Drew Jua currently runs in that third place position. He is good on points.
There we go.
He was 16th in points. He currently is in the good in 6th position.
All right, 74, left front, clear low.
If he wants to make
7, absolutely sending it behind you. You are clear all the way around.
But Kelly doesn't care.
7 might try to give you a little bit of a tag. Hopefully he's not going to try to rattle your cage. You are in that car.
But he's about to have potentially a new person in second place behind him. That's
74, I'm sorry, 7 looking low, left rear clear.
The 9, the Shane Tarrant. Drew Jewett, he's back up inside the top 4. We know he had great speed.
You got the run off, clear again.
Bottom, trying to make up ground. Not sure if he's going to be able to clear these drivers coming out. Is he going to be able to slide up in front of the 70? He thought about it, but he thought better.
Dakota Moniz, what a save for the 5 as he went for a drift off turn number 4, keeps it underneath, and we stay green.
7 looking inside again.
He's
got nothing for you on exit.
Surge to be up front and race for a championship, make the playoff potentially. The drivers that are on the pressure rubber trying to make some big moves. It's going to be Joshua Kanata.
Caution's out.
Contact.
Going to be Richard Wolsifer, I reckon.
It's worse. Caution flag is out, as I believe it was Medlin and Richard Wolsifer that get into one another.
That's stressful when he's like right on my left rear.
Before that, maybe snapping loose coming out of the corner.
Yeah,
we'll check it out.
Yeah, no doubt.
Looks like that.
And the car was rotating.
25 to go.
Just took right off to the wall.
The car was rotating real good, and I needed to go a little bit lower on for exit, but he was like right there. So I was just playing it safe.
I'm going to continue like this.
If he got around me, I was just going to let it happen.
You're trying to give space. You're also trying to run your own.
Because all I need to do is finish right here.
Whoa,
the only problem would be if Drew or Nick wins.
And
that's what they're going for.
Maybe the 56 kind of got that wheel spin. Maybe we get on board with it here.
Drew has been wicked loose. I'm gonna guess he didn't take a whole lot of fuel, or
watch out.
Let me see. His pit time was 15.3, so he took 4, but I have a feeling he stayed light on fuel.
Like it looked worse from the
77, 74 are in a must-win condition.
The big thing there is it was 2 separate things that kind of brought it together. Medlin was trying to back off because of the reaction on the outside of drivers. They were trying to.
Douglas, I don't know about him.
Reaction there.
74's pit time 14.78.
Into that
15.33 again for Drew Jua.
And instead, it gets into Medlin. Yeah, I believe there was supposed to be an opening there, but because of the chain reaction, Wolfsburg expected to be opening to go up to the outside lane. It closed up, and there was a contact. That's why it looked so funky. Because Wolfsburg was trying.
You need to start paying your pit crew with something other than Oreos.
Bang, bang moments that just take someone out of that situation.
I think that's the perfect analysis right here on board.
Whole lot of 14s up there, but nope, there's Brian McGann, 15 plus.
Hit the wall. It just suspect.
Is it because I'm slow on the brake, or how's that time work?
They back off and
just
contact speed.
The time works if you get as close as you can to the pit board actually hitting the nose of the car.
Chain reactions happen, and it makes it very challenging for us to even try and figure it out. But I think we all figured that one out exactly. Zach Hall broke loose in front of him, and everyone checked up, and unfortunately,
the beauty of replays. The beauty of replays there.
Yes, Robert did a great job. Our production, getting all the camera footage there to figure that one out. But now we're back up here. We got 20 to go, under 20 to go when we restart. Definitely the leaders, they're not taking tires, but one in the back, go in and try and get some fresh rubber. The problem is going to be 20 laps to go, maybe 15 to 16 laps on these tires now up front. Not 40 yet. And we're not going to get to 40 because this race will be over by that time.
Yeah, it's different.
It's going to be 20 to go when you take the green.
We're going to be having 21 drivers on the lead lap. Ollie Fonseca gifted the lucky dog position. Brian Noel going to take a wave around with them, which is going to force the 07 to be one lap down.
It's going to be the 74 restarting on your inside, 28 behind you,
Shane Terrian, Drew
and 77 in front.
Junior, Brian McCann, Nick Crawford going to be your top 6 with Brian P. Johnson, Douglas Newbegin, Vincent Sora, and Aaron Smith, the second, going to be inside of our top 10. And based off the...
All right, sir. Pace car's in.
So far here tonight.
Ready, ready, ready.
The advantage. If
go, go, go.
Overtime, whoever's the leader most likely is going to win this race unless there's a huge difference on tires. We'll see.
Ed Shearer inside. You were able to gap the 74 a little bit. There you go. P5 all you.
200 presented by the Lariat Productions is underway. Drew Jua took the launch, predicted when they were going to go. And
7 and 74 battling just a little bit behind you.
We'll have a new driver behind the battle. 77.
They're still side by side.
We know he had great short run speed at the beginning, especially when he was on those new tires. We saw him drive to the front, rip the bottom. Will he be able to utilize the bottom and get around Ryan Kelly? 19 laps to go. He's got to make that move fast. These laps are going to fly by.
They certainly are. Another lap put down. Now going to be 18 laps to go here tonight. Douglas Newbegin, Nick Crawford battle side by side for 6th position, but their hopes of a win.
I wonder how many times Shane's going to peg that wall.
Away as Ryan Kelly continues to defend, battling for 2nd place, but it looks to be the Lucky Ducks drivers for 2nd and 4th. Of Edward Short Jr., Drew Jua, they're trying to find a way to squeeze the 9 to push him back to 4th if possible. But at this moment, it's going to come down to tire wear. Does Ryan Kelly's tires ever fall off and give a chance to Drew Jua or Shane Terrian? Because it looks like it just might be the 3 in a dominant position, defending high, and continues to try to pull away from the rest of the field. Terrian continues to slap that outside wall at the apex of the corner, and at some point, that's going to give as he's just losing any chances of running down our top 2. But Justin, 15 laps to go. Ryan Kelly looks strong.
He does look strong. The driver, first one on the bottom, making a move back there to 71 of S Shearer Jr. Is he going to be able to go with the 77? He got in the wall. It's just, I feel like they get in the wall and they come off so quick. It keeps catching me off guard there, Sam. I'm thinking they're going to get stuck in that wall, but they're able to get off of it. The 9.
Terrian used it to his advantage there. Brushed it, centered up, and he's going to use the advantage of the wall to get the better straightaway speed. Slide job move, forces Drew Jua back to 3rd. Terrian might have just given himself the green light. It's go time for the 9.
74 looking low.
And we'll see if there's any other shenanigans of using up that wall. That is an
you got the run off, clear.
Still hit the apex, it could straighten you out.
Just keep hitting your marks.
Corner.
What position am I?
Enjoy of sim race.
There you go. You got them side by side behind you. You are in P5.
Doing his best to defend. A little bit less than half a second is the difference between 1st and 2nd with 10 laps to go here tonight.
Ryan Kelly
10 to go.
Looking at his mirror saying, you guys do what you want back there, but
now 9.
Each other because I'm going to pull out half a second lead. Doesn't sound like much, but it's a decent amount here at this short track. That's a little bit of ground they got to run down, but one slip of the 3. We'll be right back there. And
your teammate is leading right now. Therian and Drew Jua are really battling. If they keep that up, your teammate's going to walk away with the win, and you get into the playoffs.
Get up into this show. It's going to have to do it fast, though, because under 9 laps to go already.
It is just dropping quickly for Drew Jua. Think big picture if you just run where you're at.
I don't know how to do the short run speed. I guess I'm in tire save mode. I don't know how to get out of it.
The drivers
I'm just doing what I know. I don't want to change it.
Yourself caught up in a mess or a wreck. Try to
you're doing fine. Don't push it, because you try to push it, and next thing you know, you're coming around.
He just has to.
You've been doing well all night long. 5 to go next time by.
Have been just falling off here recently. Crawford was in a must-win scenario. He's nowhere close. So with 6 laps to go, the 9 is the only driver that has a chance to close in this gap. Terrian is trying different lanes now to find a little bit of extra speed, and it worked out that last time by. He caught by a 10th. Terrian might have found something in that middle to bottom lane here late.
Yeah, definitely running a different line. You see he's entered We're sliding up, cutting it back down. The
3 to go next time.
Protect a little bit too. Probably trying to save a little bit of tire in case they get to it. But 4 laps to go. I mean, it's definitely go time. I think the 3 is doing what he needs to do, but the 9 trying to put on a show. You can see he charges into that corner, gets in there really good. But coming to 3 laps to go, is he going to have a chance to do anything?
It just seems like whenever Shane Tarrant gains a 10, Kelly gains a 10th and a half.
Make that 2.
It just isn't close enough. Tarrant's best chances, though, have been through 3 and 4. That's where the advantage has been. You just have to close in ever so slightly. 2 laps to go.
You've got 3 tenths to the guy behind you. Just keep hitting your marks. White flag this time.
On the other hand, has looked strong. He found himself into victory lane at Dover. Talked about how consistency could help a driver out. Well, he's trying to find a way to win here at another concrete course. White flag is out, presented by Freaky Fast Broadcast.
What a race.
Good job, sir.
For Shane Tarrant.
Wee.
Ships it into the corner, but not close enough. Kelly will win here at Bristol.
The battle for 3rd.
As much as you've been struggling in this next gen, I would take this as a win. Good job, Ryan.
Hell yeah.
Complete that pass, but congratulations, Ryan Kelly. You see right there, the 9 to 77 are going to go celebrate them. These drivers put on a great race tonight. A lot of battling up front. But at
Get to stay in the playoffs, too. Now we got a chance.
Win. We'll be talking to him really soon.
And awesome.
That's
And
right.
a P5.
All around.
I think that's our second P5. I think we got one
Kelly's
at
gonna
Michigan.
Enjoy this one. And look.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Repeat 1975. Everybody else that watched.
We're going to be the top 16 just based off the point difference. It was going to come down to most likely a win and you're in scenario. None of those drivers that needed to win got it done. There weren't enough bonus points.
Definitely a very good race.
Looks like.
Do you remember what laps?
I don't know of many that are able to go 3 wide, 3 rows deep, and able to hold that.
The 3 machine.
Yeah. Do you remember what laps that was?
Especially at Bristol.
This season, but for us up at the booth, we will step away when we come back. We'll talk.
What 3 wide?
Ryan Kelly,
Yeah.
Shane Tarrant, Drew Jua.
No, I didn't clip it. I should have.
Right after this.
That was crazy. It was after the stage. We were coming up through the field.
Let me see. This lap times are going to be a little bit slower, obviously, because you had to check up a little bit more. Let's see, race.
Should we just? Could just do this.
There you go.
130. Daytona at Bristol, up the middle.
Talk about a hornet's nest.
Derek, you always ask for it. There it is. That's crazy. Look at that car. Number 8. Finally got a number on my car. Oh, repeat. What's the what's his name? Is it Byron that painted it? Jones?
Yeah, Byron Jones, yeah.
Byron Jones.
Jones Paint Designs.
There you go. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to call it there. Thank you, Andy. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good night. We'll catch you next week.